that's all right. Do you want to quickly introduce yourself and tell the guys what you do?
Yeah, so basically I do eyelash extensions. I do the classic ones are just the individual ones. They're quite natural, and then volume are sort of like more dramatic. Um, that's basically it at the minute. I'm also in the process of writing a book, an ebook. So one is on lash care. Like we were talking about it, Rob. So I've written a lash care book, and then the main one I was talking to you about, that's to do with spirituality and lashes. But I was thinking about it. I think I'm going to make it more of a spiritual book just because I thought people might get confused and think that I'm writing about lashes if it's really to do with positive thinking and changing your mindset. Anyway, I've written a few chapters of that book, so I'm hoping that I can put
What's
it
the
on.
you sometimes it's about lashes, okay? And if you're like you have to excuse how my mind works, but if you're
Yeah,
doing a book and you do lashes and you know that putting on eyelashes makes people feel better,
yeah.
the title could be something like changing your outlook on life one lash at a time.
That's a good, actually, yeah. I see what you mean.
So you
Yeah,
so you
I'll
sort of
write
blend
that
the two
down.
together, okay?
Yeah,
By doing that, you're able to introduce the word lashes, but it's not about eyelashes. It's about
yeah.
how
Mm.
changing your appearance can change your outlook and make you feel better going forward. And it's always a anything you can do a play on words on always resonates with people because they sort of
Yeah.
they understand it and then they get it. And yeah,
But
especially
also because the book is, I don't know how, yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Um, however, the book is also about obviously being confident within. So I suppose, do you think that that would still work?
it
As
is
in,
okay because confidence in
lashes
in
makes
remember
you
this
look
this
pretty, but it's not just about looking
there is two
pretty.
sides, but the thing is that if you look at the
Yeah,
way things are, there's
yeah,
two sides to it. There's the inside and outside, and you need
yeah,
both to work.
yeah,
You okay? So, but sometimes by making yourself feel better on the outside, you make
yeah,
yourself feel better on the inside. If that makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
It's not, it's a two-way streak, and it's quite hard to do. Especially in a society where literally looks are everything.
Yeah.
It's really hard, to be, you go out and stuff and, I mean, I look at my daughters, and if you look at my daughters, every picture they post on social media is perfect. I
Yeah.
can't, I mean, me, I just go snap, load. It is what it is, that's the way it is. But
Rob, do you know what's really funny about this? So I do all the filters, don't I, on all my pictures and all
you
that.
do,
And
yes.
I do massive filters, right? I look totally different. My kids, they're like, "Mum, that's catfishing. That's catfishing." I was like, "Yeah, it's brilliant. Nobody will know me in real life. I'm saving myself from anybody, because people are like, nah, that's not the same person we see." But anyway, I've got customers now start like putting comments on my stuff saying, stop doing all the. They come onto my lives and like, take off the filters, like you're beautiful just the way you are. But it's funny you say that because that is the world. Once you look nice, everybody likes you, wants to be with you, wants to do what you're doing and be you. So it's an interesting world we live in, which is why everybody does filters on everything they do now.
It is okay,
Um,
but I think
so
it turns the world into an artificial world of people
yeah,
who aren't real. And then
this
when
is
you go
it.
out, and it's hard because you always think you're being judged. Sorry, but hand up, Crystal.
Yeah, oh, good. I wasn't sure if I had the microphone off. I just wanted to say what you guys did say about doing lives actually landed. Because I had a call with my coach, my last one till July, and she did say if you could do some Instagram lives where you're doing readings. I was like thinking I really, really don't want to, but if I have to do it, I'll do it. So I've taken inspiration from the heavens and you guys. I'm gonna do it. That's all. That's all I was gonna say. So
Sorry,
Crystal,
Hannah.
maybe if you want us to all come on with you for your first live or whatever, so you get like a trial run, you could make errors and just have a play around. Like you could tell us when you're doing it, we could all just turn up. So it'll be your time to just like, learn what you're
You
doing
go see
and just get
Crystal.
a
Load
play.
the time up. Tell us all, and we can all
Yeah,
come
we'll
on.
turn up for you, and then you can try as if we were your customers, like how are you gonna approach it. And you never know, you may get some real customers all come on because they think, oh, there's all these people interested in what she's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, that
What
would be
was
really
doing.
cool.
Sorry, Hannah, you was going to say something? Hannah, you're on mute.
Yeah, someone said something.
Hannah.
Following Celicia's point of view, because I had a cameraman, he did lots of filming for me, for the company advertisement. And in the past, I've done a lot of, I wear makeup, I dress nicely, But when I went to Kofu a month ago, isn't it? It wasn't about a month ago. And I did an advertisement because my business coach said, I got to do this and do that. So, okay. So I actually packed my ring light. Very pathetic. I took my ring light, the tripod, to the hotel. My husband's actually snoring in the background. And but I was wearing this, holiday dress, cotton. So it's not so like, doesn't look crisp. And I didn't really wear much makeup because it was like 11:30 in the evening. Then I did make this video, and it turned out to be the most successful one. And we spoke to a client 2 or 3 days ago.
It was yesterday morning, Hannah.
Oh, yesterday morning. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And he actually said he felt I was quite genuine.
That's his precise words. He goes, I trusted the video because the person in the video looked genuine. The precise words he used.
And I look at the video and said, oh my God, my hair was actually a mess. I was wearing the holiday dress, not even suit. Normally I dress quite formal for my advertisement. But
when you do speeches, guys, about a year ago, Crystal did her first live speech. And she came on here and did the speech. Let's just say we slightly corrected it a bit for her. I mean, well, we basically redo it. But when she went to this show, this place, the first 3 people that spoke got up and literally spoke to the audience, spoke at the audience. And they got 0 response. I mean, 0. Crystal got up. First of all, it took her 10 minutes to get to plug a cable into her laptop, which had me in stitches.
That was my sister.
That was okay. Okay, that's right. Blame your sister, Crystal. I do. Then she made a few mistakes, but the difference was by the time she finished, she had people standing up. There was a woman crying, and they gave her a round of applause when she finished. Because she sold them the story. They believed what she was saying because she was doing the story from her heart, not trying to remember it from her head. Because if you try and remember something, it comes across like that. And we just said to her, look, there's 3 parts: past, present, and future. Just tell them about the past, tell them where you are now, and tell them where you're going. That's the story. And people will resonate with that story, and it worked.
Did someone actually cry? Because I bloody well missed that. I didn't see them cry.
You were too busy, I think, trying to work out the cable still.
Yes, okay.
So yeah, but the thing is that we seem to think that we need to be more superficial and not ourselves, when really what we need to be are ourselves, because that's what people can see through a lot of it. You can tell when someone doesn't really believe what they're doing and they're talking to you. You have a feeling there's something wrong. But if someone truly believes in something, you will know that when they talk to you, when they come across to you. And that's what we do in business, But what's hard is, as a small business, it's getting in front of that person and doing something. I mean, Hannah's doing a documentary about racing drivers, and there's a racing driver, Mark Milne. He started racing at 61. Was it, Hannah, 62? And
62. Sorry,
62. Okay, now we were told that the average person who starts motor racing starts at 10 years old.
That's right. Yes,
that's when they start, at 10 and go through. And he made it. He's quite good because he's leaning back in the chair, and he says things like age is only a number. All the things. It's true, because he was told. Remember this. Doesn't matter if it's a business. He was told you're too old to start motor racing. And he said, but that's your view, not my view. And then what we tend to do is we take on board other people's beliefs in themselves, and then we let them portray it onto us. It's like I did a lot of drink and drug counseling. One of the things I learned about this is if you've got someone who's an addict, you can't drag them up. But I'll tell you what they can do though. They can drag you down with them. Okay. And it's very difficult when you're around people that are negative to actually leave that circle. I mean, when you go to business schools, they'll teach you things. They'll say, you are the sum of the 6 people who you hang around with and talk to. So if all your friends aren't business owners, it's very difficult to get advice from them because they don't know. They'll give you advice, obviously, but the advice they're giving you is on what they believe, but they haven't done it. So you can't progress because you take on what they say. I mean, we know this. We had a young guy last year and we gave him advice. He took the advice of his 2 friends a year ago, and because he was doing some work with a friend of mine called Raymond, and he does stuff. Now, roll of the year, Raymond's been invited to all these hypercar shows, Le Mans, might go to Monaco next year. And this young guy, if he'd listened to Raymond, he'd have been going with Raymond. Now he's not going with Raymond, so he's not able to mix and influence of people. And it does affect you, I mean, I love my mates, but they're the last people in the world I will take any sort of business advice from whatsoever. I mean, the amount of people that take business advice from their friends and family is stunning. I'll get on the phone with someone, they'll say, well, I'm going to ask my wife. And I say, why? Is she a business coach? And he'll go, what? I go, well, it's just a question. If you're going to ask, go and find a business coach to ask the question, not your wife. That's the wrong person to ask, completely. But they will do it. And then that person will say, it's a bad idea because that's what the wife's going to say because you can spend money, get a job, do 9 to 5 and be, I think the word is stable. But the problem is even a 9 to 5 job isn't stable. You could lose that job tomorrow morning and you're in the same position. So where we're lucky is we've taken the first steps to start a business, but it takes time. It does take time and it might take years, but it's worth persevering because it will work if you keep going because it takes time to grow your name, to grow your brand, to get to know people and before you know it, you're there. I mean, take myself. I mean, I've been DJing since 1982, and it took me until 2000 and 22 to get on the radio. So we're talking, nearly 40 years of doing stuff.
Oh my God.
And eventually I get on a radio. So there's no such thing as time, when or where. You never know when opportunity will arrive. If it does arrive, what you should be doing is making sure you're at the door to open it. It is. Remember, see, people call people lucky. It's not luck. You've put yourself in a position to take the opportunity. Okay, and that's it. And people will say to you, like for instance, Salisha, you can't make money selling candles. Well, tell that to Yankee Candles. Okay, because that's all I said in the matter. There's no such thing as can't do something with that. And in every business, there's always going to be businesses that are hyper successful. And there's others that aren't successful. The ones that aren't, there's a reason for it. It's generally they didn't really push themselves, didn't bother marketing, didn't get the social media right, and always didn't believe in themselves. It's just the way of the world. And the best thing about a group is also with a group like this is you've got other people around you to help you. Okay, if you do a post, whoever like it, ask the group. Okay, because if 7 or 8 people like a post, other people will read that post. You need someone to do it. Now, when we first start, it's like your friends and family for the first month they'll like anything you do. I think as of now, the only person that my friends and family that ever like my posts is my wife, and that's because I ask her to. Otherwise, it doesn't get done. Your people will help at the beginning, but they just wane off. So we need to, as a group, help each other because if one person grows fast, other people will go with them, and that's the way. Look at businesses; they all do it. They all work together. Okay, all of them, and they all grow together, and they get bigger together, and that's what we've got to do as we learn. And as part of the group jam, what we do is we try and go over all the small things we can do to grow our businesses, from setting up Google local pages to understanding social media, knowing where your demographic is, setting up your avatar, finding your ideal client. And because when you get it, I mean, Hannah and I, the advert that's working for Hannah, wait for this, and this is the same advert, by the way, was advert number 35. We went through 34 adverts that did not work until we got to advert 35, and now it's working. Okay. And most people would have gone, oh, fine, it's not working. No, it will work. We had to find the right advert and then find the right demographic. Once we've done that now, I mean, we went from getting months and months and months of no leads to we're getting about 2 or 3 a day now. And already those 2 or 3 a day, one of them has turned in, and that one might end up being massive on his own, in his own right. So sometimes we're not after thousands of clients. One good one is sometimes what you need, because that one good client would tell all the people how good you are, and that's what we need. And you don't know where you're going to find them. There's absolutely no logic, and also you don't need to spend thousands of pounds on marketing. You set a marketing budget isn't what you're told it is, it's what you can afford. You never ever spend more than you can afford, okay? As long as you're spending, because you can spend £2 a day, it doesn't matter, okay? As long as you're getting out there and your adverts are being seen over time, you will grow. The only thing is, if you've got a small budget, bring down the area you're covering. Okay, don't do the world, don't do the UK, just do your own town. That's all you need, okay? And that will work, okay? So don't think big, think small, think niche, think person, because if take Hannah's advert. Hannah's advert basically says, "Are you sick of making adverts?" She actually says, "Are you sick of it?" That's the opening line. Are you sick of making adverts? And then she says, "You didn't start your business to be a TikTok star." Okay, now that message resonates with every single business owner who sees it because they are sick of it. Okay. And straight away, they're on the advert, clicking through, asking how we can help them. All of them do. And then one guy said to me, "How do I know your advert works?" And I goes, "Well," he goes, "How do I know if you make me an advert, it will work?" I goes, "Well, it worked on you, didn't it?" He goes, "What?" I goes, "We were targeting business owners who were sick of their," and he went, "Yeah." I goes, "And what did you do when you saw it?" He goes, "Oh, got you." I says, if the message is right, you can get it again. But then what Hannah does is it's a story. So we don't just go in and sell something. We go pain, gain. You're sick of this. Gee, what? You do what you're good at, running your business, and leave the advert to us. And remember this, you only need that advert we've made for Hannah now will most likely be running in 10 years' time. We're never going to turn it off. Once you've got one good advert, okay, you just leave it running and running. And if you watch TV, let's say that Sainsbury's make an advert. They might run that advert for 3 or 4 years. You think about it. Most of the adverts you've seen now are from years ago. And every so often they do a new one. But if an advert works, they will just keep going and going and going with it because it's working. Why turn it off? So you don't need a million adverts. You need one good advert that you can leave running on like YouTube. You can pin it to the top of your social media things. And that's what people are buying into. You know, I mean, I checked the other day. I mean, on Hannah's advert, we've had something like 40 people have liked the advert, but they haven't even clicked through yet to say, "Make me an advert." So it's really odd how, people are liking an advert and coming through. So one of the things I would say is, and all it needs to be is you and a camera. If the worst case, if you can't afford a big blockbuster, just at the beginning, you and a camera, talk to the camera, just tell them what you do.
Well, the most recent ad, it was shot by my iPhone.
Yeah, I mean, normally Hannah gets to the cameraman. She got all the lighting set up. I mean, we're talking a full rig. She just went sheet, camera, light, go.
Yeah,
and it worked. Okay, so one of the things is, guys, think about your businesses. That's what you got to do. Okay, and you got to think of businesses. What is the pain my business can solve? Okay, that's the key. So what does my business solve? Okay, so if we take, for instance, roof and eyelashes. Okay, I know full well, watching my daughters in action, okay, the pain is going out with bad eyelashes. That's the pain, isn't it? Oh my God, people will know. I've got to get them done. Okay, so the pain is, are you worried about your eyelashes? Are you worried about, that's the pain. The gain is, don't worry. That's what we're here for. Okay. And you can talk that through the pain of a game. You can use ChatGPT to help you hone that message. What ChatGPT will do is really good is you put in the message and say, give me 5 pain points. And it will give you 5 pain points. And then you go, give me 5 gains. And you can mix and match them. And you can use them all. Remember, don't make one advert. Run several. And over time, check the stats for that advert and see which one's getting the most hits and the most responses. And then narrow them down to that. I mean, we started with loads, got down to about, what, Hannah, 3 was it in the end?
I think we tested 10 first. Okay, we did tested 10 on the Instagram.
Yeah.
And then we narrowed down to 3. And then these 3 narrowed down to 1.
And wait for this. The one we narrowed it down to, we didn't use that either.
No.
We binned that one as well.
We
Okay.
binned that one.
and here's the reason why. All Hannah did in the new advert was not say the word AI in the advert. In the advert, she said AI. You would not believe the amount of abuse we got.
The real comments I got.
It was,
I think people they hate AIs. But you see, AI save you money and save you time, energy. For example, the Michelle's I made a commercial for her. The scene, the divers in the sea, picking up seagrass. Can you imagine send a team of photographers to Caribbean to do that shot? That would cost her like 100K at least. But with AI we can manage to do it. But people, we're using AI when we're going through this. I think it's test and try. And if you think that doesn't work, then we stop it. Because the rude comments I got.
Jan, if you got to go off, no problems. Okay, we'll see you next week. Get in. Bye.
So you have to test. So the first month, isn't it? I got so many really very rude comments on my Instagram. All we were
doing was deleting these comments. That's all we did. And it was a nightmare. Okay, I mean, proper nightmare. And then all Hannah did was the same message a bit, took out the word AI.
Yeah.
No bad comments now. None. Unbelievable. It was people like saying things like, well, you're stealing the jobs of developers. You're doing that. You're doing this. I mean, I had one guy on the phone said to me, AI stealing the jobs of advertisers. I goes, okay, then. I went, Pixar. He goes, what about them? I goes, well, what do you think happened when all those guys at Walt Disney were doing hand drawings and Pixar started? I said, it's just technology. I goes, unfortunately, I said, you have to roll with it. I goes, you either roll with it or you get knocked out. It's up to you what you want to do. I said, but it's not going to replace you. It's a tool you can use to enhance your career and make it better. It will just save you time in writing things and checking things. It's never going to write a book. It's never going to do a piece of music ever. You can tell it. But what it can do is if you can't do music like Chris, now Chris can make comedy records. That's what it's there for. It's great, that sort of thing. Parody music, and it opens up a new era for most people, and we're getting there, slowly. It's just that, sometimes we do get, on a day, you sit down and you're thinking, I've had no calls today. You get disillusioned and stuff, and you think, well, maybe I should get a job back. But the thing is, it's anything can work if you believe it. Once doubt sets in, that's it. It's pretty much, once you say I can't, it means you won't. It's hard. I had a friend who's a salesman. I thought he was joking at first. And in the morning, he said to me, I think it's on his fridge, he had a sticker. And the sticker said, I'm a tiger. I'm a lion. And every morning he said to me, he'd get in it, he'd go, I'm a tiger to get himself ready for work. That's how he got himself ready each day to get into sales mode. He said to him, you are the best salesman in the world. Yeah. And it's true. And you'll see some of these guys. Who was it? Is it Jim, Hannah, who said before he goes into any sort of speech, he'll pump himself up. He'll go hyperactive before he's out on stage to get himself ready to face people.
This boom. So we all actually said, using all your energy and said, boom. And he said one time he was doing this in the toilet, and he came out and somebody said to him, did you hear that? Somebody has gone crazy in the toilet.
Well, Tony Robbins does that, doesn't he? Before he comes out on stage, he jumps on a trampoline. So he jumps and jumps and jumps and jumps. And in him, he's like, he's the winner. He's going to, and before he actually comes out on stage, he comes out in that energy. So when he runs on, everyone's like, oh my God, but he's built that before he's come out. So no one's seen him jumping, but they did it behind the scenes of him, of what he does before he gets out on stage. And that's why his events they're very high energy. Yeah.
It's a bit like singing. You had to warm up your vocal cord first, so then you can...
Unfortunately, Salisha, as Hannah will tell you, that is how I am all the time. I have no off button.
It's not on a trampoline.
It's on and go, and that's me for the day. We went out to we was in Portugal. I think Hannah was quite surprised. I started talking at about 9:15, and the security guards were kicking me out at 6:15 in the evening. And I was still talking to people as they were ushering me out of the building. Well, you only got limited time. You have to make the most of it while you're there. Okay, you're there when you go to a seminar, you're there for one reason. You're there to connect and talk to people, and do things, and that's it. And the more people you talk to, the more chance you've got of finding the right person and the right client. I mean, from that one, we might have got, I mean, still might get a casino project out of it to design a VR casino. I mean, that's what on that seminar, by doing that, we did that and stuff. And I said to Hannah, we do very well is we cause a roadblock. If you cause a roadblock, people stop to watch what other people are looking at. And so you can pull more people in. Crystal will tell you this, if you go to a show and someone walks past you, they won't make eye contact unless you say something to them. You have to call them and say, how are you? Then they'll stop. But most people won't make eye contact. They'll walk past. So you need to really, I'm afraid to say, be more like Del Boy when you're out talking to people to pull them in. Otherwise, people just walk past. I mean, the guys next to us, Hannah, what do you reckon they spoke to all day? 3 people? 4? I think we spoke to, what was it, 50 between us?
Yeah.
It was. I mean, at one point you had Hannah talking to people. Hannah's friend was there helping us. We met a young guy at the seminar who now works for us. He was helping us. Yes. Okay. It was absolutely manic.
Well, even our cameraman, he only speaks, Ukrainian, and he actually dragged me to see somebody. Said, "Oh, Hannah, you had to speak to him in English."
It was, yeah, and it was.
You have to speak to him in English.
Somebody went up to him, asked him what he was doing. He was doing some VR filming, and wanted to know about us, and he couldn't really communicate well. So, but it's fun. But he managed to speak to some Russian, though.
Yeah, it is. Okay, and that's the thing. And all it is in life is the more even if you just go out to these trade shows where you just go around, the more people you speak to, also the better idea you get of what your competitors are doing and doing things. Now, personally, I wouldn't do these expensive shows. Expensive shows are expensive, and you don't seem to get many people from them. You need to do smaller ones and local ones where they are inexpensive, because you're popping in to get, and a lot of the time it's branding. You're just making people know you're there and know you make things. I mean, the other day I was going through our town centre. Our town centre is tiny. You've got one main street and a couple of little side alleys. That's it. So I don't know what happened one day, but I thought, you know what? I'll just go this way for a change. I walked down this alley and there's this crystal shop. I thought, okay, that's new. It's been there for like 8 years. Okay, so think about that. I've never seen this shop in my life, and it's been there for 8 years. Now, marketing wise, that's terrible. Even though I may not need his services, I'll expect to have seen some sort of marketing for this company, and they're there, but they're not, they could do a lot better. I mean, a small thing, go and get a sandwich board and stick it at the end of the alley in the main thoroughfare. You know, that's what else does. And it's little things, you know, everything you do for marketing is marketing. When I started my first business, our first product we launched was called D-Skin. And I wore a D-Skin t-shirt for about 6 years. I had D-Skin t-shirts, I had D-Skin hats, and I wore them everywhere because people would say to me, what's a D-Skin? So I would tell them what it was. Okay. And it's odd anywhere you can get to do marketing on yourselves. Remember this, we're walking billboards. If you've got a t-shirt, put your images in the back because there's people always walking behind you. Okay.
And you know, I carry these bags, Rob, to the post office with all my chocolate bouquet orders in them, and candle orders as well when I get them. And my sister kept saying to me, you need to put your logo on this, because it's a big bag, which I put all the boxes in. And she always says to me, you need to put your logo on it. So people could be wondering, what is she doing? And they see the name and they may just click into, like, type it in quickly to see what you're doing, because they want to know what's in the box. But yeah, you're right. We do need to show, like,
okay.
show.
Or what you do is if you post a lot of stuff out, that sounds odd, okay, but you put a label on it.
Well, on the box.
On the box, on the outside.
But I can't, because it's a gifting item. So most people will even ask me if the box is like, what color is it? Because they don't want the person to know.
Okay,
Don't forget the gift
if it's a gift, you can't do it. If
Yeah.
it's an order.
If it's going to an individual, but then sometimes you can't. Because if you say, for instance, you were buying it for your wife, it was coming to your house, addressed to you. Do you know what I mean? And it's got the picture of it. So you can't. Whereas if it's a brown box, as it is now, your wife and daughters could receive that and think, oh, it's something boring my dad's bought, and just ignore it and leave it aside. So it's kind of hard with the gifting, you know, with a gifting item.
It is
Yeah.
okay, but there's still, you know, we have to think around that of how to do it, if that makes sense. Okay, you know, with that one, even to the point of putting a label on your car. One of our guys who do work, a guy called Raymond. Okay, he has his business he started is called MySpec. Okay, and it's a mobile app. Okay, he's got a very expensive McLaren sports car, and down the side of it, he's got a massive MySpec sticker and the Apple and Android logos. And he goes, "Do you know how many people take photographs of my car and stick it on social media?" It's a rolling billboard. And he's always doing it. He'll see photographs of his car everywhere, but on it says MySpec, and people go, oh, "What's MySpec?" And it's a question. What is it? And people will go and search. Okay, so sometimes whether it's your car, whether it's doesn't matter, where anywhere you think you can put a sticker or something down, okay, it's all about chance and being seen by the right person at the right time. And if you're not doing it, you're not giving yourself a chance to be found, guys. Just remember, sticker on it, tell people, t-shirt on the back, your things. I mean, where was I? I was in a service station wearing we got a t-shirt for one of Hannah's. It says on the front, it says Auto VR 360. On the back, and then it says MySpace on the front. On the back of it, it's got some logos. In fact, we've got one here. Oh, I've got it here. So watch this, guys. So right, and my mate, who's a racing driver called Ash, got a message from somebody. Okay, so on the front, you just have the logos, but on the back, okay, and he got sent a photograph of my back in a random service station. His mate said, "Ash, I didn't know you had a walking billboard going around the country." Okay, because as he was standing behind me in Greg's, he was reading the back of my t-shirt. Hi, Awana, you have a question.
Yeah, I was actually wanted to say about these printing on t-shirts. I've done that for myself as well, and I printed also the QR code because you know, as you print it on the back, the links to social media, whatever. But I think it's quick and easier if someone, even if you can't even see them, and you have it on your back, on your shoulder, and someone with the phone just without you even seeing.
But you know the QR code. When we found that with Raymond's car had the QR code on it. So when people on a modern phone, the camera now will read the QR code.
Yeah.
So when people take photographs of Raymond's car, automatically the URL pops up on their screen.
I printed the quick QR code for myself when I have a t-shirt, and I have the QR code here on the arm. And the silly thing, for example, I did I did order, and I have them in the car. magnetic ones, to put them on the car and to be able to take them off when you need. And I haven't used them yet. I'll
No, I
see
mean,
that.
during the day, these little things help because people do. You'll be surprised how many people read things as you're going round. I mean, look at this. You've got a t-shirt on. You'll be surprised how often you're queuing for stuff and people behind you reading bits and pieces. Crystal, question.
Question. I've got so I was obviously helping out. Well, I don't know if you know. Anyway, I was helping out at the Mind, Body and Spirit show, my friend's stand, and I thought the way she did her t-shirt was fantastic. So let me just swing around my tablet. Oh wait, that's the wrong. Sorry. Hang on. Can you see that? That's the front. She does
Ah.
Reiki. And then, hang on, there's on the back, he said about the QR code. This is fabulous because I want to do something like this.
Yeah, spot on.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly the kind of thing that you need. I've got one with my website, but you know what? It's 21st century. People like scanning stuff.
It
Yeah.
does, but remember this. Even just the website. Remember, it's the
And
name, Crystal. If people keep seeing your name everywhere, I mean, if I was you and I was going out in Bedford, every time I went out, I'd wear a t-shirt with my name on it. I'm serious.
yeah,
I would.
yeah,
I really would. Okay, because you've got a product people want. Okay,
yeah.
and so what you do if you're going to go to a show, you wear your t-shirt.
But I'm gonna
Okay?
have to
I
wear
mean,
it like a
when we went to Lisbon, Hannah got us these t-shirts, and how do I put it? Hold on, let me see if I can find one.
Crystal, do you know what I'm thinking about for you? If you
Hmm.
like do a hook on yours, like a question first, something like Crystal Lover question mark, and then underneath it, you direct them to where to. Because if I'm a Crystal Lover, I'm like, oh, what's this about? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's kind of like you hooking them, and then it's the
yeah,
ad on you basically, and then
yeah.
underneath is like your QR code, so people be like interested to know what you're doing.
I think I need to make the hook incorporate crystal healing and lights into it somehow. But also, it's a bit, I feel like my business is going to change a bit because I'm working with my coach. So it's not necessarily just going to have the products, I'll have like different services as
Yeah.
well. So it's going to be, do you know what I mean? I don't want to
You've got
pitch
to
in.
work on that. Yeah, you've got
Yeah,
to work on that
yeah,
hook.
All right,
Yeah.
guys,
yeah.
you ready for this? So, if you want to stand out, this is how you do it:
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's a
front
great t-shirt.
and back.
Wait, what's on that hand? What's
It's
those
just
two white things?
it's just like a little
Is that
logo.
eyes?
It
I
looks
don't
like
know. Are they
eyes.
eyes, Hannah? What are they, Hannah?
That's the headset.
Oh, the headset. There you go.
The
Ah,
design
right.
i5 VR. So VR, the those two eyes, that's the headset, the eyes
Oh,
on the headset.
And oddly enough, some young lady made a suggestion that we haven't used again, Hannah, okay, from the logo. She went, what we should do is go to people high five VR with the hands as they come
Yeah.
towards us. So yeah, but and trust me, we were at a show, there were 80,000 people, and we stood out like sore thumbs. Most people were I was quite surprised, quite dressed normally. There was no one really using promotions, and you had Hannah and myself and Maxine all wearing these super bright t-shirts and stuff. I mean, we
Yeah, but
properly
you've
stood
got to
out.
stick out, Rob.
Sorry?
You've got to stick out. You've got to be different from everybody else,
Yes.
haven't you?
Oh no, you
mm,
do. Okay,
yeah.
and that helps because people will remember that when they go away.
Yeah,
If
but
you're
Rob,
being
with
strange,
with that sort of business, the media side. So I worked in media banking, and we'd have meetings with clients, and all the media customers that came in, they come in with ripped jeans and very differently dressed to, like, for instance, our insurance customers, or in suits and ties and everything else. And you kind of have to be like that in that sort of field, and you have to show up in that very creative way for people to go, do you know what, these people could do something really nice for me. So
Mm.
I think it's important, yeah, to be reflective of the brand, and those bright colors. That's perfect for what Hannah and you guys do.
well, it's again, it's what you do. But the thing is, guys, the bottom line is it's free marketing.
Yeah.
Okay, anywhere you go, you'll be surprised what people read and what people do. going around. Okay, so and then we've got here we go, Hannah. Our racing driver friend has made us some hats. Okay, so that's his logo on the front. Okay, on the side there you've got my spec. On this side you've got Hi-Fi VR and Auto VR 360.
Yeah,
So,
very nice.
so again, it's it's marketing, you
Mm.
know, and people do read things, and if and the best thing about names are if someone knows your business name and they search for that name, you'll generally come first or second on Google because that's your name, that's your business name, so it works. Okay. And so yeah, so it's just about branding is a hard thing to do, and there's no bad idea in branding. There's only no idea. If you're not doing anything right now,
Mm.
it means you're not helping your business to just grow. And especially if you're a small business and you're working locally,
Mm.
I mean, Salisha, what you should do is have a t-shirt on your back, a t-shirt with your name and your address on it. So as you're
Yeah,
walking around,
actually, yeah.
I know it sounds odd.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Find me at this address.
Yeah,
Okay,
true.
because you'll be surprised. People will come in and go, I didn't even, they might have walked past the shop 10 times and they'll say to you,
A lot
I
of
did,
people are
yeah,
saying that. A lot of people are saying, "Oh my God, like what is this place? Like how do people even know you here?" So sorry, just for the rest of you, I'm in an indoor market. So it's kind of like it's got its own like doors and walls, but you have to sort of go into a horseshoe shape, and there's like shops. There's like 24 shops in there. But if you don't actually walk into this entrance called the Wood Street Indoor Market, you don't know I exist. I do have a signboard outside, which I'm really bad at changing the advertisement boards on, like to incorporate the different seasons of products. But yeah, I need to do that. I need to do that, Rob. I really need to think of, local advertising
it is.
more and for
Now, the
people
other
to
thing
know
to
I'm
do
there.
is, have you spoke to your local newspapers guys about an editorial?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. How do I get some PR, like to come
Right.
in?
What you've got to do is generally you've got to do something odd to get in the. Let me give you a demonstration of what odd is. Now, I know a chef called Peter Sidwell. Now, before he became famous, okay, he decided one day to run a competition in his local town. He's in the Lake District, and he did a competition where I think it was 10 people won this like 5 course fine dining thing, but he put a marquee at the top of the mountain and made them hike up the mountain all dressed up to go for this meal. Okay, now from that, he got in the local paper about what he did. From that local paper article, he then got approached by Channel 4, who's made a pilot thing called Lakes on a Plate. Okay, Channel 4 then made 2 seasons of Lakes on a Plate. After that went through, he then got approached by BBC to work with Mitch Turner, I think it was, to do a program called Britain's Best Bakery. So from him doing a simple stunt like that, he got into the paper, and 5 years later, he's got a daytime TV show on ITV with 5 million viewers.
Wow.
All from that one small stunt at the beginning. The other things you can do is, I'll get this guy, is you enter awards. Okay, you enter awards, okay, because you go to local paper and you say, I've won an award for the best candle company in England. And what they do is they're always looking for good news, local stories, and they'll put it in because
Right.
it's easy for them to do that. So you go, oh yeah, and that way you get promotions that way. So awards, okay, or you do something you do something odd, or you get an award later on. I'll send you a link out, guys. It's a link that gives you a list of all the awards in the UK, all of them.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think you put it. I think you put it on
and
the group.
it is.
The
But
link.
here's the reason why you enter awards. Okay, right. So, in 2 years ago, I won one award. Last year, I won three, and this year I've won two already. And I know that I most probably might win two more. Okay, now it sounds odd, but we were at an award show at Wembley, and even Hannah said she started laughing. And this guy sitting next to me, and he said to me, "Are you here for an award today?" I said, "No, I'm not." And he goes, "Oh, haven't you won any awards?" I goes, "No, I've only won three this year." That's an off the cuff comment that makes sense. "Oh, I've only won three this year. I don't be greedy, you know. I guess it's Hannah's here for an award today, and that's it. But people go, "Wow, like." writing books and winning awards.
Hold on, Rob. Can I just ask a question about the awards? How do you win? I know you've got to do like an application form and tell them why you're good for the award, but how do you win an award? Do people
They
have to
actually
vote for you?
they will go through them and they shortlist them.
Right.
Okay. And
Okay.
then when they get shortlisted, okay, I mean, they get shortlisted and then you go to a final. Now, wait for this. I can tell you this. I know that Crystal's won awards. I know that Hannah's won awards. And I know that because I put them in them. And let's just say I can be a bit liberal with the truth when I write things. I don't lie. I just bend it a little bit to make it sound, you need to really spice things up to get through some of these finals,
I
okay?
got an email saying, "Congratulations, you have just won an award of what the Consultancy of the Year, Consultancy of the Year." I thought, I never entered this award, so how did that happen?
So you put her forward, then she didn't know.
No.
I didn't enter. Rob entered for me.
Well done.
Congratulations, Hannah.
Well done, Rob.
Yeah, well, listen, guys, the thing is, okay, is the simple philosophy in life is my friend again, who's the chef, said to me once that he went to doing an award ceremony, and he goes, and they came down to, wait for this, best business of the year, and he said there was only 2 entries. Okay, so basically, as far as I'm concerned, I could be the only entry. Doesn't matter. No one knows that.
Yeah, true.
No one knows that at all. Okay, and what you do with that, but the thing is, then you go to local paper and you say, I've won an award. Okay, for this, this, and this. Like for instance, Anna, you got awards for things that, and it's not what you think it is. Small business owner of the year. There's lots of business women in enterprise ones. Okay, there's ones for music. Okay, and you tell them what you do. Okay, and
Question, because when I entered an award, because that's puts me off a little bit, because that's the only experience I had, and I was like not chasing, don't take it literally chasing, but it was based on votes, people to vote you.
No. These ones are done by.
I'm thinking, because of me being on my own, I have a hand of people I'm working with, and if they have that expectation to have people, coming to support you with votes, it's gonna be tough, because if I'm competing against someone who is with a school with hundreds of children and parents, I have no chance.
No. What you take, for instance, the ones I enter are done by judges. Okay, and let's just say that. Let's have a look here. The last award I won Best Bespoke Software Development Firm 2025, and that was one with SME. So SME do awards, okay, and what they're saying is that they just want people to enter them, and all you've got to do is tell them what you do, okay, and they go through and pick some. As far as I'm concerned, they might just do random chance because most of the time, most people are quite close, okay. But I mean, Hannah got shortlisted for 2 really big ones, and the strange thing was, one of the companies that won one wasn't even an IT company. It was the most surreal I've ever seen going through. But you're able to get, but we've got all these photographs of us all in suits and dinner jackets and stuff, and it all goes out on social media. Okay, with that, and people see all that, and if you're going for 2 companies, like someone said to me, awards aren't impressive. If they're not, why does every big company in the world tell you the awards they've won? Travel Agent of the Year for 5 years on the road. They're telling you for a reason, because they want you to know that they've been picked by someone. It's not them saying it, it's somebody else saying it. Also, these awards, they're free. You don't pay for them. They will try and sell you marketing afterwards. If you say no, they don't chase you. And that's the key to what we do. And then you can go and talk to the local paper and say, hi guys, I won an award. And here's where you get Chat GPT to help you write the thing out of what you've done, get some good photographs, send them over, and do that. If you bring out a funky range of candle smells, for instance, go and tell them, you go, I've got this amazing, they're not candles as you know them. I do different candles. You tell me to do. And they're always looking for stories of local businesses. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's what they'll do. It's just that most people think, what's the point? The point is you don't know. Okay. And if you talk to the local paper, there'll be someone that does the editorial. okay, and you'll get that. And if you get an award, same thing, go and tell them again. If you've got a funky candle coming out, go and tell them again. Okay, like with Jane, Jane should really do. I think Jane, because she's like loves horse riding as well. It's all a combination of a life between a bookkeeper and a horse rider, and how you change things, and then how you balance your work life thing. It's they remember they're looking for stories. Stories sell, and also it gives other people hope that they can do the same as you're doing. It's all about looking upwards as well. But yeah, I would say definitely, just keep sending the stuff off to them. If you can go and talk to them, even better. I mean, when I won my first award, I didn't win the award. I come second. One of my friends, see, that's what I learned. One of my friends entered me in an award for app developer in Cambridge. And I was up against companies that had like 50 staff. Okay. And I came second. And because of that, I actually got in a local paper. It actually said local developer is fighting with the big boys. Because I was just me on my own. Okay. And that to them was just good story. One little guy was able to do an app as good as the big companies. And all these little things help, and that's what we keep forgetting. We need to just promote ourselves with that. If you've got a local radio station, talk to them, find out what they're doing, see if they do like stories and stuff, and talk to them.
How do I find local? Like, how do I find who are the local PR people like in the area? Is there a way to find out?
There is a list. Right, there is a list of local newspapers.
Right.
for the UK. But if you just go to Google and just type local newspapers, you'll get a list of local newspapers, magazines, and these sorts of things there as well. And they'll be listed them. And here's the best thing. I was told once by a reporter that every so often they have spare space and they've got no story. And if they've got a story that fits that space, they'll just put it in because they haven't got time to find something else. So sometimes giving them a story as well helps them with what they do. Yeah, and that's the key. It's hard to try and think differently to what everyone else is doing, but sometimes we think, well, I mean, here's the thing: we think it won't work, so we don't do it. So it hasn't worked. That makes sense. You're not going to bother, then it's not going to work. So, but if you think it's not going to work, what have you got to lose? Because the worst thing will happen is it won't work. But that's what we expected anyway. But it might work, and at that point, we can then go, oh, do you know what? This worked.
I had an idea because I saw Crystal and some other people were doing a competition. So, I mean, what could be a good idea would be to contact. I don't know if you guys live like locally to each other, but you could contact the newspaper and write a story about the competition. I don't know.
Well, you see, right, Ruth, for you, because you are the product that people have to come and do.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what you would do is what the guys have done, but differently. Okay, so you would run it and say, I'm running a competition, but only you need to be within the following town because you've got to come to me to get your eyelashes done. Okay,
Yeah.
and then you say, all you've got to do is like, comment, and share this post and tell me why you think you need some eyelashes. Give me a story. And people like little stories. Okay, but here's the thing. The only people who are going to enter that competition are people who want their eyelashes done locally. Now, you don't ask for their details because you're going to get this on Facebook. The reason why you ask them to like your page is now you can, every time you write at followers, you can contact them. Okay? But they will share with people. But if you can get a bunch of local people doing it, and 9/10 of them won't even know you're there. When they know you're there, trust me, they're getting their eyes done somewhere. If they know you're closer to them, they'll come to you. But they most probably, and I'll tell you that fact, I bet you 99% of people don't even know our business exists locally.
That's true.
So sometimes something like that simple because you run it locally, okay, and you do that, and that's what you do. You're going to get people that are going to enter from miles away. Don't worry about those. Okay, you say you have to be local.
And I guess the whole point is for brand awareness. So you sort of get people following your social media and your Facebook and your website and all that.
Yes.
So you're going to be getting leads to your website.
Yes.
And Ruth, I think definitely Facebook ads because it will push it to all those eyelash people for you. And you'll get all the right people. And then you get the people and they'll all want to win it. Everybody will want to win it. Everyone that gets eyelashes done, spend how much? Like £50? to go.
Yeah, I'm charging £50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what
So you need to, yeah, I would say that's a great idea for you because people are going to be just on that competition to win a £50 pair of eyelashes for free,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
and what you do is to boost it, you do a Facebook advert, okay, that is only geared towards about 2 miles around your location.
2 miles.
Okay, 2 miles. Okay, so
Yeah.
and then what you do is you then break down the demographics. All right, and what you want to do is this: is the sort of person who's going to want their eyes done in the month is people that go out drinking and have fun. Okay,
Yeah.
so what you got to do is do two things in your demographics. First of all, tick women. Yeah, I know men wear eyelashes, but unfortunately, you're bigger than you have to niche down the advert to make it feel like someone. Okay, so first of all,
A-
men are
Actually,
women.
someone told me to find some drag queens because it's Pride Month and I'm doing this promotion for Pride Month to find some drag queens and model on them. But then I
Well,
thought,
well,
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 I
well,
don't know.
the thing is, here's the thing. Okay, watch this. Okay, I can guarantee you, most probably, I bet a drag queen on their social media pages has them down as a female, not a male.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So
That's
you
true
will get
actually.
you'll get food. Okay, then you pick an age group you want to you want to target.
Hmm.
Okay, I mean my daughter's age group. My daughter's 23, and yes, oh my no, my daughter's a university student, and she does her eyelashes once a month. Go look. In my day, I don't know, but so you pick it, you pick a demographic, okay, and then you go for it. And what it
Hmm.
is this is you post it to that age group because they're going to share it anyway, okay,
Mm.
and you write the comp for them,
Hmm.
how do you fancy a pair of free lashes? That's right. Go out, feel good, save £50, spend it on Prosecco. Literally tell them what they're going to do with the spare money they're going to save by winning this competition. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then bang it out. And then say, look, guys, you can't all be winners, but you can be winners. Because here's a 5% off coupon in case you don't win.
Ah, that's good actually.
Okay. And you
And
go,
then you keep those customers,
yeah.
Ruth. You keep them
And
afterwards
and then you
Yeah.
once they
say,
start coming through.
and 5% is what, £2.50, and you say it's not quite a prosecco, but it's nearly one, and you play on that, and you play on the saving money to do that, but by doing that you'll get the advert out the way. Also, that advert most probably won't cost you more than £3 or £4
Mm.
because you're,
But
you're
how
narrowing. Yeah, because
you would run it for what, £1 a day then, or how would you?
now what you do is you run it heavily for the first 2 days. You spend £5 over 2 days to get it going. Once it's
Okay.
going, it will
Mhm.
go itself. I mean,
Yeah.
Crystal, when we did your first advert, we had hundreds, didn't we, of people enter it? If Crystal comes back in. Yeah, I think the first time I did an advert for Crystal, after we boosted it, we had 150 people enter it. It was quite good, but it gets things. And the thing about yours is the only people who are gonna like and share a comment on having their eyelashes done is their activate. Now you're spending £5 because
Hmm.
you might not find yourself getting clients initially. What you need to do is this: is when they're sitting there thinking, and they can't get their regular eyelash guy to do it. They go, oh, what was that? Roof, that's it, Roof. So what you're doing is, because remember the numbers are strange. Let's say you've got 100 people today. Okay, most probably only 5 of them are thinking about paying for a set of eyelashes today.
Hmm.
Okay, so that means then, but tomorrow a different 5. So when you go out and do marketing, you're not you even though those 100 might want eyelashes, if someone's had theirs done yesterday, they're not ready for another 25 days to be marketed to. So you're not marketing to everybody. You're trying to
Hmm.
find the 5% of the everybody who need them. That's why
Yeah.
sometimes marketing doesn't work, and it's a numbers game. And those numbers, you might actually get all the people that see your advert might have their eyelashes done like yesterday, which means today they won't buy. But what they have done though is seen your advert,
Yeah, yeah.
and
And I
they
think Celicia said you about retaining the because for me that's kind of what I try because I'm on Treatwell as well. So I do get some clients coming in from Treatwell.
What's
But
what's
what I
what's
do
what's
find
sorry, Ruth, what's Treatwell?
it's like a beauty, it's like a I don't like a marketplace, I guess.
A
Okay,
beauty directory where
Yeah, yeah,
people will
exactly.
go and
Beauty
have,
direct.
yes,
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
want my nails done at home, I'll go there and I'll be like looking for a nail technician or a
okay.
massage person, and they all listed, so all the beauty people are listed on there. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good, Ruth, isn't it? Being on Treatwell.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I do get, but then it's sort of I do get it where People get like they're sort of getting their lashes because they want to go on holiday, that sort of thing. So it's quite hard sometimes to retain them because they get their lashes for special events, not
all the
I'm not
time.
attracting the ones that get their lashes done like every
So
two.
That's
then
why
loyalty,
so what you want to
Yeah.
do
loyalty
is this.
cards
You
for
have
things
to
like that.
so in
Okay.
your marketing,
Mm.
it's how you do marketing, okay? It's essential. And on Facebook, it will do two things for you, okay? First of all, it lets you do this. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to target 20 to 25-year-old women who go out a lot, okay?
Hmm.
If you do that, it will show you anybody who goes out a lot and women that are 25. So
Yeah.
on Facebook, you've got to do this. You've got to say, I want to target 20, 25 women
Hmm.
who like to go out. So it
Yeah.
will only match you with women who go out drinking a lot.
Yeah.
They're the sort of people going to get their actions done more because they're always going out. Okay. If you just do a general thing to people at 25, then you are going to get people who might go out once a blue moon and stay at home. They're not getting actions done. So when you do your marketing, it's essential that you get the right demographic of person you're
Mm.
targeting to. Otherwise, just targeting to any 25 woman,
Hmm.
it's going to be the demographics are much wider because if half of them don't go out, they ain't going to get their ISIS done. So that's a
Yeah.
waste of your marketing. So you've got to make sure you split it. Just like I want women that are this age and go out a lot.
Yep. Yeah.
You
Cool.
know,
Thank you.
with
That,
that
yeah,
one. I mean, another
that's really
one could be
helpful.
is I want to target women who are 30 to 40 who travel abroad more than 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Affluent.
Affluent, yeah.
Okay, so what you're doing is you need to make sure your demographics that you're hitting the right people. Otherwise, you just what I think Hannah used the term. It's sort of like you just I did have that term, but I can't use it. Well, you're just basically holding your money up and just chucking it in the air and hoping someone's going to see it
Mm.
fly off down the road. It's not going to happen. So if you don't, it's people think because you're marketing to young women, they all want
Mm.
your product, but that's not the case.
No,
You know,
no.
so let's say I have 100 of them, only 10% go out regularly. So you've gone for 100 to 10. Out of that 10, okay, only one of them might want their lashes done this week. So the other night, that's a waste of all that money's been spent to find one person. So you've got to niche it down a bit more.
Mm.
And if you can find 100 people that go out all the time, that's
Hmm.
100 people who most likely are getting their lashes done once a month because they're spending money on going out and they will be doing all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the thing.
Also,
And
Ruth,
so, yeah,
referrals, like, from any of your customers that do come to you, and they're really happy with their eyelashes after they've done it. They go, oh my God, I look amazing.
yeah,
Just go, oh, is there anybody else you can refer? And I'll give you like a discount voucher for the next time you come back to me. But
yeah,
what
yeah.
they do is they then give you referrals of people they know that wear the lashes,
Hmm.
and they're excited because they're getting a money off their next time they come to you. And even though they may not do it all the time, they're thinking, God, this is like good. I'm going to do this. I'm going to
Do
refer
you,
somebody.
sorry,
Yeah.
Ruth, when they finish, do you take photographs and videos?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I
And then do
take,
you then, and I'm going to ask the
I
question,
normally
and then
do
do you
reels
post those
because
on
I put
social
on,
media and tag them in?
I don't tag, actually, no, I don't tag them. That's probably something I should be
Right,
doing,
because here's the thing,
actually.
okay, right. You've
Yeah,
got someone who's just made themselves look really good, okay? All right.
yeah.
Now, if you post that picture onto your social media pages, okay, and then you tag them in and go, wow, Diane looked beautiful the other night, Diane's going to share that with all her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Straight
yeah.
away. Oh my God, she thinks I'm beautiful. Boss, share, 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 share. Okay, you're missing a very unique marketing thing there. What most of us
Oh,
can't
wow.
do.
Yeah. I don't know why I never thought of tagging them,
You got to tag
actually.
them in.
Yeah,
Once you tag,
yeah.
I we on the car channel, we have a car channel, and every day I pick a car. Now everyone assumed that I'll be picking things like Ferraris and Lamborghinis. I'm not. I'm picking Ford Fiestas and Fiat Pandas because they're still nice
Mm.
cars. And when you do that, that person tells all their friends, goes, look, someone's posted pictures of my car. Okay, because they and then that and you want and then but what they're doing is when they share that picture, okay, what you make sure you do is you go, oh, I mean, yeah, you go, thanks, and then you make sure you put your web address in to people that contact you. Okay. So when they read that message, they'll go below and go,
Mm.
God, remember this, you did the eyelashes, not the rest, but they don't know that. All they know is that you've posted a picture of somebody, what they know
Mm.
they've been to you, and you said, wow, looks beautiful. She shares it, the friends go, do you know what? I want it that good. I'm going to go there as well. And
Yeah.
it's all about then you bring in what you're now relying on is jealousy.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Also, Ruth, if they're saying they're going on holiday and they're getting eyelashes done for holiday, go, could you pop me a picture when you're on holiday with the eyelashes
Ah,
on?
hmm.
And then you post that on your social media and go, look at how gorgeous so and so looks.
Yeah.
They've got their eyelashes on and they're in Barbados. And it's kind of like you're giving your business a high end field
Yeah.
to other
Yeah.
people who go on holiday and get stuff like that done.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Because obviously sometimes with what I post is always like, I'm doing it like at their own home or wherever. So it doesn't really, you don't really always get to see the lashes within that setting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's
To
a really
keep
good
their phone
idea.
numbers and WhatsApp them, like
Yeah.
become friends. Treat them
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
friends rather than customers. Because
Yeah.
what I find is my customers, like they'll get chocolate bouquets from me. Like I have had a few that had them for their birthdays, like for their birthday photo shoots. And I
Yeah.
said, oh, could you pop me some photos of you at your birthday holding the chocolate bouquet? And what they'll do is
Oh,
they'll send me pictures and I'll post, I'll obviously ask them permission and then use that as a social media post and I'll write about it. And that post will go nuts. Like everyone will like it, everyone,
ah.
because it's like it's real.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
me promoting my products. It's like a
Yeah.
real person holding something I've made. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I think customer stuff always is quite good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. And the
Yeah.
more pictures you
Yeah.
post of your clients, the busier you look, the more people want to come to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
You
And the
know,
other
and that
thing
you know,
I've just
and you tag them
noticed,
in,
Rob,
you say that you say what they look like, and you fire it out, okay? Because they're
Mm.
gonna like that and come. That's how you get them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell them,
They're so
like,
excited that they are on your website as well. That's the other thing. It's like, oh my God, I'm on a page. Like this is insane.
Oh,
Yeah, they feel special.
yeah.
So they come back.
Yeah, funny enough, I do use some of the pictures I take of my clients. I put that on my website rather than using like getting photos from Unsplash or whatever, because I do think it like does look a little bit like it seems more personal, if
oh
that
no,
makes
you should
sense.
cover you should cover your website in your own photographs and photographs of your clients.
Yeah, yeah,
Always. Sorry, Jane, you got a
yeah.
question there?
yeah, I'm just having a quick look, listening to everybody on about social media and everything. And I'm on a local social media site for my business. So I'm just having a quick look and oh look, there's digital solutions on it. Go a little bit further down. Oh, there's digital solutions again. A little bit further down. Oh, and there's you're every other
Are you
one.
impressed? Are you impressed,
All
Jane?
different things, yeah. Because this one says 5 things to do this week to grow your business and find new clients. That's one of them. And then the other one is on about like let the AI chatbot handle your stuff. Stop being your own assistant. Start being the boss. So yes, so your Rob's on it as well, and that's the one I need to be
But you see,
doing.
guys, if you do the app followers, it forces that message onto your clients' pages. Okay,
Yeah.
they have to read it. Okay, like we did a newsletter, didn't we, Hannah? Okay, and the newsletter basically said, hold on a sec, let's find the page again. 1 second, if I can find it. Sorry, find it on my phone here. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to make people aware of what they were doing and why they should come back and talk to us. And oddly enough, it's the first time I think I've done a newsletter, Hannah, where we actually had people click on it and come through on it. Have I got it here? No, as per usual. Okay, yeah. And
I got
and
it.
and the header line of the email went out to them it says, "We found you on purpose." That's the head of the email, okay? And then it says, "Hi Robert, why finding the right avatar changes everything and how it led you here." So tell them, this is how we found you. Here's how we did it. Try it yourselves. Okay. And again, it's all about trying to be different. Remember this, we're not trying to sell them something. We're telling them how they can do it. Because we know when they read it, they're going to go, oh, bugger that. That's too hard. We'll get them to do it. So there's no sales. It just says, here's guys, here's how we did it. Bang, 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 bang. Like if you gave people a lesson on doing their eyelashes, they'll watch that lesson and think, God, that's really hard and really time consuming. That's why it's so expensive. and then they'll come to you and tagging people, and it takes a long time to get the right message. It does, but once you get there and you talk to people, it works. Sorry, Anna, you got a question?
Not necessarily, because we keep talking about, being in front of people, and just wanted to share actually with you something. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Your chat, yeah, just about, yes. Okay, yes, exactly, yes. So someone's recommended you from Facebook.
So again, the power of other people recommending you, because she didn't, she just saw my name to a post being recommended by others. And I had, for example, someone contacting. I didn't even know about the post. I saw it much later, and in the meantime, like 8 people recommended me. In the meantime, so from the networking group I'm attending, but people who know me as well, and before I even know it, the person already contacted me because others recommended me.
Yeah, okay, and that's the power. And when someone else, remember this, guys, when someone recommends you, you've basically got the job.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they will trust that they will trust that person to give them the right information to come and use you. Okay, and that's the goal. And sometimes you just, that's it. So the more times you post things, the more you get out there. You don't know where this lead's coming from at all. Yeah, go on, Jane.
I'm going to have to go, so I want to say thanks ever so much. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch everybody next week.
We'll do. Okay, all right then, Jane.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Next week, Hannah. I forgot we're going to be in Le Mans.
I know. Rob, you see, I just wanted to share with you how effective our advertisement work. And I don't know where, Rob, you check your email. Somebody actually book us to give them a call.
There you go. See, guys. So from that email I just told you, someone's read that and booked a call for us to talk to them about us doing their marketing. Really, Hannah? Already?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Evelyn Daniels.
Evelyn Daniels. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's so I'll forward that. And I'm sure you got that.
Yeah, I'll get that, Hannah. It'll be in my inbox. So guys, see this is how things work. Okay, sometimes the easiest thing is you just fire things out because you never know. I mean, emails don't normally work too well, but they are being read, so it means the branding's going out. So they are reading them because they're not response. It doesn't matter. Okay, but the good news is that like today we've shown that we've got responses from people for meetings.
Rob is a company's. She's using a company's email.
Even better.
So it says like fewellness.co.uk. So it's a not personal email. It's a company.
Okay. Hannah, has she emailed you? No, I think Hannah. I think she's emailed you. Has she booked a thing, or has she emailed you?
She emailed me and then said, call her at next Monday at 11:30.
Yeah. Okay. So no, Hannah, I won't see that in the email. The email responses go back to you.
Oh, okay.
So she's responded to the email. So guys, so just Hannah, just forward it through to me. But yeah, so see guys, see how it works. Okay. It's amazing. Like earlier on, there's another young crystal we have. And I don't know what happened to her landing page, but it broke. I said to her, don't want a landing page, you want a simple web page that says what you've done. So Hannah, I made her a page this morning, and this is an outstanding stat. From the page I made her this morning, she's had 4 people request a callback from her page today. I goes, did you say 4? She went, yeah. She goes, 2 want calls tomorrow and 2 want calls on Monday. And so all we did, I just made her site lovely and bright, Hannah, and welcoming, so people see it and go, because if you go to a site and it's all traditional and black and stuff, you're expecting to get a very stuffy person. When you go to see somebody, you want that person to be fun, someone you can talk to. When you pick someone to talk to, you want that person to. I mean, Hannah knows the lecturer. I had lecturers who, how do I put it, put you to sleep when they spoke to you. They just droned on and on and on and on. No personality, boring. I couldn't tell you his name. The one lecturer who never taught us, Mr. Pindy, I know his name, because he was fun. I liked him because he'd get up and and things, and that's because he made the lessons fun. So he wanted to go to them, and so yeah. So if you're going to go and see a coach or something like that, or you want some help, at least you want to know the company is going to be more bubbly, more outgoing, and and do what they do. So yeah. So no, so as it is, guys, it's been all about branding, and we are the brand. But until we tell people we're the brand, no one knows we're the brand. So we're going to get Salish's going to go out t-shirts on saying "Find me at" on the back of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote it down.
With that one, Ruth's going to take photographs and tag in the people in her social media pages, saying how beautiful they are. People love being told that, because remember this: when's the last time most people were told they were beautiful? It's not something you hear on a day, and not from a stranger either. Okay, that's what makes it special.
I get that daily, Rob. Sorry, mate.
There's a guy I saw on Facebook recently. I came across him, and actually, companies are hiring him to make compliments to customers, and to sort of determine them to get into the shop or to try things just because he's really nice to them. And he always finds a compliment to give to everyone. Maybe I'll show you when I come across him again.
I mean, I've watched Abanthi and my wife. We'll go out somewhere, and if she sees somebody wearing something she likes, she'll go up to them and tell them so.
I'm the same.
Yeah, she'll walk up to them. I go, can't do that. Even I won't do that.
I do that.
I love your shoes. Where'd you get them from?
Yeah. It's a girl thing, Rob, is it not?
Oh, right, that's it, yeah.
I thought it's a girl thing.
Is welcome.
And I think it's so few. I think in this country especially, like, people will not say what they feel. So when you go and turn up and say to someone, "Oh my God, you look so good in that. Where's that from?" It makes their day so much happier. So I think I do it more from that element as well.
I will say things like, I was in Cambridge when I was trying to buy the suit, Hannah, for the thing. And there was this guy. This guy was, I'd say, about 65, very camp. I could see him walking around. I was standing behind him. I went, "Excuse me, young man." And he turned around with a big smile on his face, but "Oh, thank you," like that to me. He loved it. He thought it was great. He goes, "Oh yeah, where do I find this?" He went, "Over there." And sometimes that one comment is all it takes to break the ice. And I don't know. I can't work out why people are rude. It's easier to be nice. It takes an effort to be rude. 100%. It really does. But it's just easy to make a nice comment and stuff. And what we do, it's all the same. We have to make sure that people who talk to us see us like that.
Every customer that comes into my store, I will always find something about them to call out about them and talk about it. And I have noticed that all of those people come back. It's so weird, but I think it's that connection. They kind of feel I don't treat them like just another customer. And I remember their names. I like to write a little story about them.
You have that I remember them. But also, guys, before we go, let me tell you how luck works. Okay, so right. Hannah's made a documentary about a race driver. Okay. Now, this race driver's dream, okay, is to race at Le Mans. Okay. And we thought for us to fly to Le Mans and film him there it was just off the scale mad. Okay. But here's what's happened in interim. So, one of the guys we know met a guy who has this cleaning company. Okay. He then asks Hannah and Raymond to come to his show at the supercar show just to do some filming and stuff. So Hannah goes down and films a helicopter for him and things like that. Okay. So from that, he rings up and says, "I was wondering, would you guys fancy coming down to Le Mans and staying free of charge in this chateau and do some filming?" And I went, "Yes. And while we're there, we're going to film our race driver at Le Mans to finish off Hannah's documentary." Okay. And to top it all, he rings me this morning and says, "Listen, Rob, I might be asking you guys to help me out." He goes, "We might be going to the Monaco Grand Prix next year."
Wow.
So all from like one little thing. And because we were nice to this guy, we said yes to help him. All of a sudden, he's just throwing all this stuff. So marketing is really strange how it works. Okay. So we just said yes to stuff, but all of a sudden, this stuff comes and he's got this big job going. And he said to us, "I'm going to use you for the marketing." He's not going to go to any other company, and whatever the cost is, he said, the cost is. Okay, and it's all because we helped him do some filming at the beginning. Okay, and sometimes that's how you grow your brand. You go out there and you go the brand. I mean, if you go to I go to car shows. I know bugger all about cars. I really don't know about cars. I go to car shows and I've got all these people talking to me like they know me. I've got no idea who they are. I really don't. I stand there thinking to myself, who these people know me. And when I didn't go to his show once, someone went up to Raymond and goes, "Where's Rob? Is he not well?" Because I wasn't at the show. So when you get your branding right, okay, people suddenly get to know you. Now we're not even that big yet, but for some reason, because we met a guy with a helicopter, all of a sudden we're bigger than we really are. Because oh God, they know a guy with a helicopter. Wow, it's not his helicopter either. And yeah, so sometimes branding can be something where the image you give is being better. Now, one of the things I learned from, let's say, with BBE was if you can get yourself a photograph of someone who's famous, you can use that in your branding. Now, I have photographs of various famous people with me that I will use when I need to use them on my social media. So when that person gets on television and does something, whether it's good or bad, I will post a picture of me with them onto my business social media page. And that's what they're there for. Because all of a sudden people go, oh my God, Rob knows so and so. No, I don't. I just happen to have a photograph with them 10 years ago that I can pull up and use. It's about branding. Remember, you are the people you deal with. And if you deal with high-end clients, people make an assumption that you sell good products, and all of a sudden they want them. It takes one person to come in your shop who's famous to buy something, and suddenly, bang.
Rob, how can I use that for what I'm doing? Obviously, I was in BBE for years, and I've got
What you've got to do, Chris, is this. Chris, get on the picture of the right in Google. You can put a keyword search, and what you do is you put their name in for a keyword search, and it will when something happens, Google alerts you. And so let's say for instance, I've got a picture of me with I got a picture of is it Paul Brunswick? Okay.
No, yeah, I know.
Let's say for instance, he got an Oscar. He won an Oscar, okay, and he was trending like there's no tomorrow. The first thing I do is post a picture of me of him, tag him in and go, here's Paul and me at an event. That's all you say.
I understand that. I think it's more the fact that how do I don't necessarily want to do it for as they're on the news, because then the pictures
no, you can do it anytime. What you can do is work out when their name's trending. So they might not be on the news, but people might be trending. So the reason is, Chris, let's say for instance there was 10 million people today searching for Paul Brunswick. Okay, like Hannah made a video, and it was the young guy who was from Love Actually. Okay, and we did a video and we put that onto YouTube, and for some reason for 2 days his name was trending, and for those 2 days our video hits went through the roof while his name was trending because people were searching for him, finding our video and watching it. Okay, so the reason why you need them otherwise, Chris, you won't get the benefit of people visiting you to do it. If their name's not trending, then that means no one's looking for them. It means it's not worth posting.
No, I understand that. I think it's more the fact that how obviously my new business, which I'm trying to launch, how can I, for example, okay, I've got a picture of me and Mr. Motivator. How can that relate to what I want, what I'm trying to do with music?
Then what you would do is you do a play on words. Okay, so what you would do is you would load the song and then maybe load the picture of Mr. Motivator. Okay, and then you go question. What do you think Mr. Motivator would think of this record? So you got your record, Mr. Motivator, and you asking a question. You're inferring that you know the answer, but you don't. Okay, but people will come. So people, as long as you don't, people infer all sorts of things. So you let them, and then they go, oh, I like that record. Oh yeah, what would Mr. Motivator think about that? So you make them think about it and listen to the record. So you're using it as a tool to get them to listen to the record.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Because I was in big business as well, and I understand what you're saying. I suppose I forgot I had all these pictures.
Oh no, Chris, you've been there years. You'll have loads of them, mate.
Yeah, but they're in the. I'm not there anymore, so they're. I did ask once for to have all of them. I think they delete some of them, or they put in. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't got as many as you think, but I should have more than I think.
And with
Um,
the power of AI,
I'm looking at my wall actually. I've got a picture of me and Vinnie Jones, obviously because I'm doing football.
okay, yep.
Um, yeah, yeah.
What
That's
is your
my
new
wall.
business, Chris?
Hello. So basically, I'm creating music, and I'm creating music for. So, so basically, I've created a music brand, and I'm creating music. So my first idea was to create music around politics. So I've created a Trump album, a Starmer album, Farage album, and my idea was to make politics to bring up the aspects of politics, but try and make it relevant in music. So people,
Did you create it with like an AI tool, the
yeah,
music, or?
yeah. So I've created with an AI tool. I've
Mhm,
created 30 odd songs.
mhm.
Um, Within this song, I found another AI tool which basically allows you to put Trump's voice in it or Farage's voice in it. So I created all these albums, and I was a bit paranoid about using their voice in
Okay.
it. But Rob said it'd be okay because he thinks it'd be okay because it's a public speaker. So
Mhm.
now I'm gonna continue that, but I'm worried about my brand will be shut down by social media because I've got some kind of political
Ah,
things in it. So
how you make money with it?
so I was gonna sell it via um, these AIs I'm using, saying I can sell it via Spotify, all these other things. My idea was obviously to go to, let's say Trump, for example. Trump has X amount of followers on um, Twitter, and I was going to sell the albums to them. I've got this other stuff where I can target Trump's followers, and they were going to buy all Trump's people were going to buy the album for $5, that kind of stuff. I was going to do memes around it, all this other stuff, and then from the emails that I collect, I was going to potentially start a subscription out of it. So now I've concentrated on football. I'm creating football albums, similar thing,
Wow.
but I'm going to ask the football. I'm going to approach footballers or people within football clubs and say, if they help promote me, then I will give maybe half of my money to the football club's charity. So obviously, if I'm selling 5,000 albums at a tenner an album or something like that, or $5 an album, then the charity of that football club, like for Liverpool, LFC Foundation, would make X amount of money per album. The idea of the album also is that each team has their own song, their own theme tune. So,
Mhm.
for example, Liverpool would be like a pie atmosphere before every game because they'll have these 20 songs that are created, all dancey songs, get the crowd pumped up. When they win trophies, they have their own songs for the bus, the tour bus, and make like football a party. And also from that, create I would collect emails, etc. And obviously I'd start a subscription group as well
So
around.
you do the lyrics and that's put on the music.
Yeah,
And
so
yeah,
ChatGPT's created the lyrics. I fed it what I want. I fed it what I want.
yeah.
Um, and then this app called Suno
Mhm.
has created the music, and you copy and paste
The lyrics in
lyrics
yeah.
and the style you want.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you a few of them if you want. Um,
Mm-hmm. Sure. So, yeah, send some
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
But what about
and
the
then
copyright?
and yeah. So because I've paid for Suno, anything I've made I keep, and in the songs, I've put my brand name in it. So um, I don't know. I suppose it can be copied, but the idea is that it's it's created by my brand.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to start off with football because, and then I'll do the politics because I don't want my brand. I bought the I've created
Does
the
it have to be registered with PRS?
Rob. What's PRS?
It's a right, it's where if you're a music artist, you go. No, his stuff is like parody music. So you know,
Yeah,
you go
parody music. Yeah.
online and you get like these, and they'll take a politician's voice and they'll turn it into a meme and a song, like on
Because that's
YouTube.
because that could bring him eventually royalties, isn't it?
It could be, but I'm not too sure the rules are loading up of what because it's not his because he's if he uses it for parody purposes like on YouTube you can get
Yeah.
away with it but once you start going into areas where you want to make money and it sells as a record it's their voice so there'll be a crossover at the moment he's not physically selling it like that online okay if
But I
that
will.
let's say it got onto there and it got to one of the charts
Yeah.
fear is then because it's a chart record and it's in the public domain and he's making money they
Yeah.
could then say to him do you know what that's my voice. I want royalties from you.
Yeah,
And then he's got the battle of that way. If it does it as a parody
but,
thing, we just tell it that way, it tends not to be the same thing. It's the what happens on because that's a legal platform, what they would say about who
Mhm.
gets the money for it.
but that's why I've stopped. Well, I'm not doing the politics first because my politics one has Trump's voice, has Starmer's voice, has Farage's voice, whereas the football has no one's voice apart from the AI that's created it. So
Yeah. Okay.
I feel right then, Rob. Then shouldn't I?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's because if you notice, okay, I've seen loads of parody songs that get massive, okay, and they make money because on YouTube, for instance, you make money on the advertising. So it's sort of a making funny. So it's not a chart thing, it's a YouTube thing. What they've never done is moved it from the YouTube parody area they're making money into the mainstream because I think there's different like when you make a record, for instance, I know my daughter's got to do it, you have to sign, don't you, saying that you own the voice. For instance, it needs to be you as a person. Yes, that is me singing, or it's my song. I have the rights to it. So even though you have the rights to the song, it's when you start selling something, it's the legality of you selling that voice.
Yeah,
Copying is one thing,
but
but yeah.
but because the AI's created the voice, no one can actually say that's my voice.
Well, it depends. If it was an actor, they could.
Yeah, yeah, but that's why I've gone on to the football because
Yeah, but if you public figures tend to be different than actors because it's not their livelihood. That's why when I've noticed on all these parody things, I mean, literally, you watch any. I remember I think there's an American Satellite Live, and they do it all the time. They make loads of songs using politicians' voices all the time, but they actually use the politicians' voices and snippets of their voices snapped in, and it's fine. What they didn't do then was move it across and try, let's put it into the charts and try and sell it. I think that's where they stop. They'll put it on YouTube and make money from the advertising on YouTube, but they never moved it across. So is there sort of like things you can do and things you can't do?
But the thing for me is that the politician isn't actually singing in any of it. All the politician is doing is saying two lines here, two lines there, about three times in a song. Whereas, so in theory, well, in my mind, I think I'm all right because they're not actually they're not singing a whole song. They're just saying two lines.
No.
But
Yeah, and it's just all it is. It's just at the moment it's not at all. I've noticed online. It's always been sort of the same way where you've always had songs made using people that aren't actors or singers, the famous people who are like always in the things, and people use them all the time.
Mhm.
It just seems to be just seems the way forward with that one as well. Now, guys, I must apologise because I need to.
I need to carry on making songs as well.
So, yeah, and songs and stuff like that. And we will give you a call in the morning, Chris.
Yeah. Okay.
Can
Yeah.
I ask a quick question?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Or anyone present now. I have a hard drive which I dropped it on the floor. Anyway, it's recognized by the laptop, but it's not reading it. Is there any way I can recover the information from it?
Yeah, you can get hold of. They're not expensive to do. They're called forensic, like IT people, and there's a program you can get. Okay, that can copy cause the hard drive's broken. So a new hard drive's like £10, and you get that, and you plugged up the old hard drive into one bit, the new one into another bit, and it literally mirrors the data across, and you can plug the new hard drive directly back into your machine. It's like an IT forensic guy, and it's a program, and it can even if you smashed it to pieces, it can still get the data off it.
Would you mind to send me a link when you have the
Yeah,
time?
yeah, I'll find it for you. Yeah, and it's a way of because when you drop it, what's happened is you've lost you've lost. There's something broken on the hard drive, so it can't spin properly, but you can
Yeah.
still read it.
Yeah, it's recognized by the laptop, but it just keeps spinning and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
it
any
just needs it. Yeah, and you can buy a new
it's
hard
freezing my
drive,
screen.
and yeah, luckily I've seen that before. So yeah, I'll send you through hard drive recovery.
So do I need to contact someone or to
I'll send you a
buy?
link. I'll send you a
Yeah,
link.
okay, send me
I
the
don't
link.
know. I think if the hard drive's broken, you need to get a new hard drive. The worst case scenario is there'll be a local computer company and they might charge you about £25 to do it. And they'll just you'll get it back and it's working. They'll just change the hard drive and they'll have the tools internally to do it all as well. So I'll send you a link of what I'll send you a link telling you
Okay,
what you need.
thank you.
And Rob, quickly, I've got a Zoom tomorrow, so I'll just tell you what time that Zoom is.
Yeah, just know it's good, and we'll call you between. Just think of it this way: we need to look at what's the two things. One is
The
private
um
private
Private
medical cover
healthcare.
company, okay, and
Yeah.
then just general company insurance for staff that are going to going out and doing things like filming and stuff and bits and pieces because there might be in areas where you could like we're going to end up going onto like construction sites and stuff and bits and pieces. So
I don't know
just in
whether
case
it's the
someone,
property liability.
that's it.
Public
Yeah,
liability, is that what you mean? Yeah. I'm not sure I can help you with that, but I'll guide you in the right way anyway.
Hmm.
excellent.
All right.
Nice one, guys. Okay, listen, everyone have a nice night. Now, next week's not on because I will be smoozing with some posh people in Le Mans.
Oh, nice.
What
Oh,
can I say?
have fun.
With obviously with Hannah as well.
And
Excellent.
and
Sorry,
and you told me I was coming.
and
last week.
Maxine. Oh,
And
I tried, Chris, but apparently they goes, he's just way too beautiful to come with you lot.
that's the 15th time I've heard that today. But
Just wanted to say, but sometimes I'm not present because sometimes I'm I'm out, so I'm not gonna say every time that I'm not gonna be
That's
there.
okay.
I'm
Don't
coming. That's
worry.
fine.
It's just about trying to come along and just joining in. And okay.
I used to
Yeah.
be not present when The Apprentice was on, but it's not on anymore.
No, no, it's not. Right, guys. Listen, everyone have a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll see you all in a couple of weeks.
See you
Yeah,
later.
see you. Thank
Cheers,
you.
then.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, bye.